up, everyone? It is Matt Martin with the Grass Factor. Sorry it's been a minute since a video. I've been dealing with life and work. So anyway, wanted to give everybody a heads up exactly where we stand on the yard project. To be honest, it's really starting to look good. Let's take a look at it. All right, y'all, here it is. As you can see, I'm probably at about 85% coverage now. Still dealing with the Dallisgrass, and so that is where we meet today. Today we are going to be doing, I'm actually going to do it this afternoon, an application of Tribute Total. And I'm going to run Tribute at the high rate. So the last thing I applied to the yard was Monument at the high rate. You can see there's damage to the Dallisgrass plants. They're certainly not dead. The odd thing is, the more I have been cutting the yard, the worse the Dallisgrass has started to look, which is really encouraging to me. Again, I don't think Monument is going to, give a complete and total kill, but I like the state it is in right now, and I definitely feel like, with a couple of applications of Tribute, I actually may get a complete and total kill off of this Dallisgrass. So, as you can see, the yard is doing pretty good. To be honest, when I started the whole thing, I did not expect it to make it this far by the 4th of July. I kind of had high hopes, but anyway, 80% coverage, maybe even 90% coverage. Got a couple of bare spots over here, but in all honesty, I washed a spreader out over here, so I'm probably not going to get a whole lot growing over here, just run off from my driveway and stuff. But the overwhelming bulk of the yard, I mean, we're doing good. We got a couple of wheel tracks right here from where I drove to the yard when I was moving in. But other than that, look at that. We're just about all grown in. So we're going to run sequential applications at the high rate. I don't know the exact timing of the applications. What I'm going to do is spray it the first time, let it grow out a little bit, let it start to come up, and then I'm going to hit it again and see what kind of control we get. But as you can see, the Bermuda's doing really well. It's thick, it's healthy, it's got good color. When I left town and came back, it was, probably about 8 inches high. So I've been trying to, I've cut it 3 times since then, and actually cut it last night, and I could stand to cut it again probably by the end of today. So it's growing like a weed, but I'm really excited to get this application down. So I'm gonna take a little break, and I'll come back this afternoon and film me getting this application down. What's up, everyone? It's Matt Martin with the Grass Factor. I said I was gonna record me actually making the Tribute application, but I did not. However, I want to take you through what's going on since then. I've decided to go off-label with my application to control Dallisgrass. I did not go over rate in my decision to go off-label. I'm actually going under rate, and I'm going to increase my rate of kicker to try and get this out of here before, instead of waiting till the fall to do my spot applications or broadcast applications. I'm impatient. I did the application of Monument. I got some pretty good stunting out of it, especially deep down in the plant. It looked like it's still affected when it came time to do my application of Tribute. So what I did was, I'm limited to 6.4 ounces per year. And typically what they recommend to do is do 3.2 ounces per acre in the fall, then 4 to 6 weeks later do another 3.2 ounces per acre, and then in the spring, if you observe any regrowth, spot treat then. Okay, However, what I've decided to do is run that product called Dynamic. Dynamic is an organosilicone and a crop oil concentrate with the Tribute Total. I did not include ammonium sulfate in the mix. This is just a 1% by volume Dynamic and 2 ounces to the acre of Tribute. Let me take you through the results. 1 week to the day, here's what I'm looking at as far as results. In areas that I can mow pretty good, we're getting some pretty good results. I've observed the growth of the plant retard to almost 0. The crabgrass is really starting to yellow in here. There's a little bit in here. This over here was probably the majority of the crabgrass that I had. It seemed to centered in this area. A little bit of discoloration from the turf. I'm not sure if, well, the turf has pretty much stopped growing too. And I don't know if the discoloration observed is coming from the Tribute or if it's coming from the Dynamic. Both can contribute to yellowing a turf grass. In my experience, Dynamic alone can yellow turf grass. In conjunction with the Tribute, I'm sure it's very much can yellow the turf grass. But as you can see, it's not growing, very little leaf tissue. The leaf tissue itself is yellowing, if you can see that. So what this is telling me, it is taking effect. How much of an effect is it going to have? I don't know. It doesn't really look a whole lot worse than with the application of Monument, except for the fact that it was brought on a whole lot faster. So if this is what it looks like after 1 week, I'm hoping to see a lot more activity at 2 weeks and no more growth out of the Dallisgrass. So where do we go from here? So from here, in my effort to go off-label, stay beneath the 6.4 ounces to the acre, what's my game plan? I'm gonna do this application again. Probably at a lower rate once I start to observe regrowth. When I start to see the regrowth, I'm probably going to go out at 1.2 ounces to the acre. That'll give me a total of 3.2 ounces to the acre that went down. Why? I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing it this way. I just want to try it. My goal, what's going on in my brain, is an effort to try and get as much Tribute into this plant as possible. And now that we're transitioning from, the most vigorous part of the growing season for the Dallisgrass, we're going to start switching into the carbohydrate storage part of the season, because we've passed the longest day of the year, so it's going to start, entering that carbohydrate storage mode. And I feel like the more Tribute I can get in there, and this is doing it in smaller increments with a better penetrant in the Dynamic, ultimately I may have a better kill. That being said, this may completely blow up my face and not work at all. I don't know what's going to happen. Per the label, I'm going to have diminished results. That's fine. In the spring, if I got to hit it again, I got to hit it again. If it doesn't work, so be it. I don't care. This is just pure speculative research, just a total guessing game. So again, first application, 2 ounces to the acre, 1% Dynamic. My second application, I don't know when I'm going to do yet. It may be 4 weeks, it may be 3 weeks. 1 week has passed, so I'm here every day, I'll get to watch it. So from this point forward, I'm going to do a really light app at 1.2 ounces to the acre. At 1 ounce to the acre, you're able to control things with Tribute like perennial ryegrass, not much more. So it's going to have some effect on it. I don't know how much. I don't know how much more of an effect I'm going to see out of this, because the label rate for Dallisgrass on Tribute is 3.2 ounces to the acre. So again, 2 ounces to the acre first application. Second application, I'm going to do 1.2 ounces to the acre, and then when I observe regrowth, I'm going to go full bore with 3.2 ounces to the acre leading into the fall. And then I hope I'm done with it. I hope I'm done with it. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. So anyway, that's my plan for the Dallisgrass control. Let me take you through to look at the Bermuda. All in all, as you can see, I've got a significant amount of coverage. Still got weak areas here. These are low areas that when it rains, holds water pretty bad. Again, the tire track's not doing real well. In some of these thicker patches of Dallisgrass, you can't see with my shadow, but there's not just a ton of Bermuda growth in it. The growth of the Bermuda has slowed down. I haven't put any more fertilizer on it. I'm gonna do that today, but I'm probably at about 85–90% coverage. This is pretty significantly different than earlier in the year when I started. Even, you know, rolling into May, I mean, I still had pretty much a dead yard. So I'm really, really, really happy with the progress. I really want this Dallisgrass out of here because I'm really starting to enjoy the yard. When I came back, you know, the grass was 8 inches tall, 10 inches tall, it was super high. I had to mow it 15 times to get it back down to normal height, but now it's maintainable. I've been mowing it about twice a week, mowing it at between 2.5 and 3 inches. After this tribute application though, I haven't had to mow it. It's just completely ceased growing. I may aerate it at this time. Now that we're entering the second half of the season, this may be a great time to go ahead and aerate. So there's the yard. It's doing really well. You can see, I mean, it's still got good color, not super dinged up. Just obviously, I may have skipped this area because there's not a lot of grassy weeds here when I was spraying. I can't remember. But, you know, all in all, I'm very, 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 very pleased with what I've got. Time to build on it. Even though I'm entering my second half of the year, like for the first, I'm really starting to have hope. And obviously I'm not gonna meet my goal of 100% coverage by the 4th of July, but all in all, I mean, that is easily something to be proud of. I know I didn't meet my goal, that's fine, you know, but I'm super proud with where I'm at on the yard. And just in all honesty, I couldn't be happier. I don't think I could ask for much more than that. I threw not everything I had in the arsenal at it, but I threw a whole lot at it. I've yet to use any growth regulators on it. That may be something I do moving forward. I don't know if I'll end up doing it this year just because I'm trying to push such vigorous growth out of it. You know, I don't want to impede any lateral spread that may take place. You know, I've been real pleased. I think I've gotten a ton of creeping activity out of the humic acid, and I firmly believe in the calcium supplementation too, even with the calcium nitrate supplementation that came in the form of the liquid Solucal. So all in all, I mean, with where I'm at, this is a night and day difference. It's not the greenest yard on the block right now, especially after my tribute application, but I've almost got complete coverage, and I don't think I could ask for a whole lot more than that. So anyway, from this point forward, you know, couple more tribute applications. Hopefully we'll get this Dallisgrass out of here on a hope and a wish and a prayer, and then going into winter, I'll overseed it with ryegrass and hopefully have a beautiful yard over winter too. So anyway, y'all, that's where I'm at on the yard. 85, maybe 90% coverage. It's really starting to look like a yard. I'm super pleased with it, and I don't think it could have gone any better than it has gone so far. And I'll keep you posted on my Dallisgrass updates. All right, y'all, have a good one. Take care.